Hey guys, welcome to Study IQ. Today we are going to have a discussion over India and United States trade relations. See, from exam perspective, whenever we prepare relations between two countries, what do we focus on? We focus on the history of the relations between the two countries. We talk about in what areas they cooperate, and we talk about the potential problem areas. So when we talk about India and United States, we all know that almost from a decade now, almost 6-7 years, the relations between India and US have been going on very well. So we do collaborate with respect to nuclear energy, on climate change, right? We have a very good relations in terms of defense, military equipment, military supply. But there are many areas of conflict. I would say not conflict per se, but there are many areas of disagreement. For instance, say the H-1B visa issue between India and US, the totalization agreement issue between India and US. So in your list of this particular relations, do add one more area of disagreement with respect to digital services tax. So in this particular discussion, we are going to understand what is this issue between India and USA over the digital services tax and what US has done. From exam perspective, it is very important, say from the GS2 paper perspective, international relations between India and USA. From economy perspective, we are also going to talk about this digital services tax. We are going to understand one important term. So stay tuned to get all this information with me. I am your friend Rahul Saigaonkar. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on the ID @RahulSai222 or the ID that is given here on Twitter. And if you're preparing for UPSC Civil Services examination, it's a golden opportunity for you. We have created a smart course so that you can prepare safely from home during these times of pandemic. Just visit studyiq.com or download our app from Google Play Store to know more information and avail the services. There is very easy EMI option available with us. Right, let's first talk about a question before we begin the discussion. You must have heard in news a term called as equalization levy. So our discussion also connects with this equalization levy. Just let me know, what do you understand by equalization levy? It comes under the Indian taxation rules, a new kind of a tax which was imposed a couple of years back. So try to answer this particular question. Let's begin and let's talk about the news. See, recently what has happened is United States government, to be precise, under United States government, there is USTR, United States Trade Representative, a body which has recently announced the suspension of punitive tariffs that were imposed on 6 countries: India, Austria, Italy, Spain, Turkey, and United Kingdom. Now, these punitive tariffs have been suspended for 6 months. Now, first thing is we'll understand why did United States try to punish. Now, punitive means try to punish these countries. What did these countries do which actually irked the United States administration? Why punish first and why take back that punishment? Why suspend that punishment for 6 months? We'll understand all these issues, right? Let's first talk about the news. Why United States is irked? Now, we know that many countries are imposing digital services tax, especially on big companies. We have discussed about that. We have discussed about the FAANG companies, right? Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. These are the big tech giants who provide a lot of digital services. But they are not paying taxes in many countries, right? So that is why countries like United Kingdom, they have brought digital services tax. Now, this was done in Finance Bill 2020 in United Kingdom. Many other countries have brought. Now, you must have heard about the France's GAFA tax, which has been in news for almost a few years now. The France's GAFA tax, very, very famous digital services tax itself. Now, let's talk about India. India also imposed a digital services tax last year. That means in last year's budget 2021, through the finance bill, India introduced a digital services tax. Now, what exactly is a digital services tax? Let's try to understand this. I'm quite sure that while you're watching the video, just when you started the video, you must have seen some ad. Did you see? If you saw, do comment in the comment section. Let me know that you saw the ad and there was some revenue generated, isn't it? So see, what kind of money is generated here? Let me take the example of our own company. We'll talk about Study IQ, right? There is Study IQ. On this platform, we provide digital services. We provide you online classes, right? Now, they go to ultimate consumers. Who are the consumers? There are viewers. Now, it's a free service. You do not pay anything, right? But where are we hosting this? We are hosting this on Google. That means YouTube. Who exactly is paying for that ad? Say probably you must have seen an ad by Zomato, right? Zomato's ad is very prominent. So how the money is being generated? See, Zomato is paying for the advertisement on the platform. Now, who is earning the money? Google is earning the money. That means YouTube is earning the money and they're sharing the money, some revenue with the company StudyIQ. Now that's the basic platform. That means the parent company is YouTube, which is hosting the video. Someone else is hosting the video. That means we are hosting the video StudyIQ on YouTube, and YouTube is putting some advertisement, say Zomato. So Zomato is paying for that, right? This is how the revenue is generated for the digital services. Now the question arises, who are paying the taxes? Now, whatever money is earned by StudyIQ, obviously we pay Indian taxes because we are an Indian based firm. So we Indian based company, Indian taxes apply, we pay taxes. The next question is, does Google pay tax for this particular earning? That is the question here. That is the meaning of digital services tax. Why we have brought digital services tax? A company which is based somewhere else in some other country, yes, it has servers there, it is providing service from there, but it is working in some other company whose target group is, say, India. From India they are earning money, so they should pay something for India, they should pay taxes to India. That is why we have brought a digital services tax. I hope you do understand through this particular example what is the meaning of digital service tax. And these days, these technological giants, they earn billions of dollars through these digital services. They are based in the United States. They provide services in almost all the countries of the world. They are earning money from all the other countries. Should they pay taxes or not? Should they pay taxes there or not? This is the bone of contention. And India has already taxed these people for digital services tax. Let's try to understand the background, because this is not the first time that India has imposed something like this. If you remember, in 2016, India had imposed equalization levy on digital transaction. Now this equalization levy was introduced as a direct tax which was basically withheld. It was a permanent payment from the service recipient, whoever is providing the service. Now what was the charge on that? The equalization levy was 6% since 2016, 6% of the income that you earn. But there were certain conditions that the payment should be made to a non-resident service provider. For instance, a typical example, YouTube. If YouTube is not a company based in, say, India, then they become a non-resident service provider. They do not have an office here, etc. There are many other companies like that who do not have a brick and mortar office in India. So such service providers would be charged, and if an annual payment of more than 1 lakh is made, based on these two conditions, equalization levy was put. Now, please remember that this equalization levy was specifically for advertisement purpose, which was imposed in 2016. It has been continuing. But last year, we brought a certain change. Last year in the Finance Bill 2020-2021, India imposed a 2% digital services tax, a new tax for any trade or service by non-resident e-commerce operator, right, whose turnover is more than 2 crore. So it is basically similar to equalization levy, but equalization levy, it was only for advertising services, but now the digital service tax is for any non-resident e-commerce operator who does not have an office in India, or who's not operating under the rules and regulation taxation rules of India. For them, 2% digital service tax would be imposed, and this would be applicable from 1st April 2020. Now, as soon as this was announced, the United States, it retaliated. First of all, how? They set up a committee, the USTR, United States Trade Representative. They set up an investigation. An year-long investigation took place. They tried to understand how digital services tax was being imposed by many countries on their companies, the big companies like Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook. On these companies, many were putting digital services tax. It was not just India, it was done by UK also, by Turkey, Spain, Italy, so many countries. And the investigation started last year, June 2020, and this year in June 2021, they have finally taken some action. Based on those investigations, the USTR suggested that 6 countries, Austria, India, Italy, Spain, Turkey, and UK, they have discriminated against the American tech giants. And that is why we are retaliating. Now, how did they retaliate? They retaliated by announcing 25% tariffs on products from these countries. And specifically from India, if we talk about, from India, 25% tariff was imposed on many products like the gems, cement, many of the exports that go to United States, right? And the USTR, it calculated that the digital services tax in 1 year that would be paid by the American giants would amount to $55 million per year. That is why US retaliated with a 25% tariff on many products, not just on India, but remember, it imposed on many other countries. Now, this was announced in the first week of June. Immediately in the next day, United States announced that we are suspending these duties. As of now, we did announce them a few hours back or a day before, but now we are suspending them for 6 months. Now this is more like a negotiation tactic, isn't it? So what do? They give a threat of imposing tariffs and suddenly they take it back, so that for the next 6 months we are going to negotiate with these countries. So United States has clearly suggested that we are focusing on getting a multilateral solution for the international taxation issue, especially the digital tax dispute with India. We are going to resolve it in the next 6 months by discussion. So perhaps what is going to happen next? Let's make a speculation on that. Two things might happen. First is, because of this tariff, India may say that we are taking back the digital services tax. So this is unlikely because it has already happened. And if you talk about India, we are progressing with the Digital India program. A lot of digital services are being provided from India. This digital services tax, it does make sense in terms of revenue also, and even from a commerce perspective, the taxation would stand. So from Indian perspective, we do not expect that DST would go very soon. The other option would be that in the next possible 6 months, what is going to happen? US is going to try its best to ensure that India reverts back this taxation. Even if India doesn't, then they would try to negotiate on the rate of taxation. Probably a lesser rate of taxation is something that can be discussed going into future. If any development comes on this, we will bring it to you as soon as possible on Study IQ. I hope through this discussion you have understood the meaning of equalization levy. You have understood the meaning of digital service tax, because it is extremely important. This entire e-commerce discourse, the digital trade, digital services, they are going to gain more and more traction because of the lockdown and because of the COVID-19 pandemic imposed changes on economy. So do focus on these from exam perspective. That's it from my side. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.